I'm Stephen Jarman. I've worked in merchandising and supply chain for the last 30 years, and the most recent 15 years of that have been with Marks and Spencer's. I've thrown in this what we call cargo porn, in as much as this is really what sort of floats our boat in terms of what we wanted to achieve at the beginning of our journey, which really took place somewhere between 2.5 years ago. So to set the scene, up till, as I say, 2.5 years ago, the onus on suppliers was really to procure product and to provide product to us at the cheapest cost whilst adding value. So make sure that we had quality garments, and that part was set aside, but everything around it was to say to the supplier, right, you decide what packaging you want to use, you procure the packaging because it's part of the FOB price, so you do that most cost effectively. How that garment is packed is your responsibility, and what size carton you use is your responsibility. The onus on you is really to provide best value whilst at the same time maintaining quality of the garment so that when it arrives in the UK, it's fit for purpose. So to that end, it did mean that we ended up, certainly from a clothing and accessories point of view, with a proliferation of over 3,800 different size cartons. The first step was to get visibility of how suppliers would present product to us. Up till the point when we decided to, it was always a surprise. We had no idea. The only thing that we, from an information point of view, was the packing list that was submitted at the point of booking. No detail as so much about the size of the carton, only really how many cartons they had and how many singles were in the carton. So the first thing that we put in place originally was a sort of portal that would gather all of logistics master data, and that would include product dimensional information, that would include transit carton size information, and a lot of and hazardous materials and etc., and everything really that we would need as from a systemic point of view to service our automated sites. So really give us as much advanced information so that we could plan not just intake, but also about how we would store and therefore following how we would dispatch product from those automated sites. So we took the opportunity to actually look at the whole overall process to see what we could do in terms of rationalizing cartons so that we could get wins right across the supply chain. So one of the key things that we've done, obviously, is, number one, be a lot more prescriptive. So we now dictate to suppliers how they present and what cartons they can use. They will still go through a carton approval process, and we've now migrated to the EV Cargo Tech solution, which in essence is much simpler, much more supplier friendly because it's on the same platform that the suppliers have been using to move product on an FOB basis with Marks and Spencer's for 15 odd years, so they're happy with that. It also, more importantly, cuts out the lead time. So it's in essence from the point of when the carton has been approved to the point when the supplier can raise the packing list, that is minutes. We've moved from an average utilization of 80%, and that was across factory loads and our CFS base, and we've migrated that now to 95%, and that's all about water fill. So we've seen a significant improvement on the number of singles that we can get in a container, and as a result we're moving 1,000 less TEU a year. So that in itself gives a massive benefit from a container movement and ticks all the boxes from a cost as well as an environmental and Plan A perspective.